lineups on Larry Menendez bobblehead night. Ichiro, Gutierrez, Ackley, Carp, Olivo, Wells in left, Willie Malpena, your DH, Seager at third, and Brendan Ryan batting ninth, your shortstop. Time now for your Northwest Ford Store's keys to the game. We try to talk loud over singles night out here.
Some good music out here. My key number one, Brad, is what I'm hoping all the single folks out here do, and that's seize the moment.
Oh, where you're going with that.
Last night, the Mariners had 2 bases loaded opportunities and were not able to capitalize in either of those. They've got to find a way to push those runs across the plate, especially against a guy like this guy, John Danks, the left-hander. Key number 2, snap his streak. He started the season 0-8 till he beat the Mariners back in June for his first win. Since then, he has been on a roll. 5-1 with a 2.32 ERA in his last 10 starts against the Mariners. He's 5-0 over his last 6 starts. And number 3, turn the corner. Michael Pineda, 9-7. He's looking for win number 10. He's coming off an outstanding start against Tampa, where he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, and he came away with a no decision. The Mariners are hoping that's going to be a turning point for Michael Pineda to pick up where he started during the beginning part of this season when he was so good.
Already a fun night for us. Hope it continues, Valbo. Getting Felix and Larry together, that was kind of special, wasn't it? It was nice.
I was just honored to be on set for the very first time for that first interview.
Got to see Larry, yes. We'll see him in just a few minutes.
One of the highlights of my career.
Yep, throwing out first pitch. You've got to go. We understand that. Calling the game with our good friends, Mr. Dave Sims. Go ahead, just leave. Yeah, just leave mid-sentence, as you always do. Let's go up to the booth. Dave Sims, your partner's coming, Dave. Already, as I said, a fun night. Nice to talk to Larry and Felix.
Yes, indeed. We're glad the electric cart has been charged up for tonight. Good evening, everybody. Last night, a tough one for the Mariners against these White Sox who have tormented them since the beginning of last year. Charlie Furbish got off to a slow start, gives up a couple of runs. They do get a home run from Miguel Olivo. But after that, it was all Chicago's. The Mariners left 11 men on and were struck out 15 times. Local kid from Everett, Brett Littlebridge, hits a 2-run homer, and Chicago wins it 4-2. And tonight the challenge is still going to be a big one with John Danks on the mound. These Chicago White Sox not out of it just yet in the Central Division of the American League. Angie Mentic has more on their chase trying to catch Detroit.
Dave, as I know you are all too aware, a lot of the games on the East Coast canceled because of Hurricane Irene. Not the case with the AL Central. Chicago, they are here, and the rest of the division is facing each other. Now, the leaders in the division, the Detroit Tigers, have already beaten the Twins 6-4. That's because Justin Verlander was throwing. He wins his 20th game of the season. And right now, Kansas City and Cleveland are still going at it. Kansas City with a 2-run lead right now in that one. And somehow, some way, the Indians are going to need to find a way against the Royals if they want to keep pace. Both the Tribe and the White Sox on the verge of needing Detroit to collapse. Not the case with the Mariners. No, they have won 3 of their last 5. Michael Pineda getting in his warm-up tosses right behind me. That's why everybody just started screaming, because whenever they finish wrapping up their warm-up tosses, everybody gives him a big round of applause down here. Back upstairs to you, Dave.
That's an event worth watching Pineda get ready. And tonight he tries to end a streak where he's had 3 consecutive no decisions. He goes against John Danks, who's been murder on the Mariners his last 6 starts. 5-0 with an 0.96 ERA. Pineda trying to get his first win since late July. As you know, he can be dominant. He lost the head-to-head matchup with Danks back in Chicago on June 6th. So tonight maybe the tables get turned around. It's game 2 of a 3-game series with the Chicago White Sox. A festive Saturday evening. Larry Fernandez bobblehead doll, everything you could want. Great weather. We're ready to go. Mariners baseball, first pitch straight ahead.
Baseball on Root Sports brought to you by Banner Bank. Better ideas, better banking. By CenturyLink. Quest is now CenturyLink. Visit CenturyLink.com to learn more. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting CMA and Grammy winner Vince Gill, October 16th. For tickets, go to EmeraldQueen.com. Welcome back to Safeco Field. Of course, Larry Bernandez bobblehead night, complete with the lamb chop sideburns, and yes, the Bernandez on the back. And we had a chance to talk with Larry Bernandez live early in the pregame show. You see the resemblance. A good bobblehead. The first time Larry has been immortalized there in the bobblehead. His brother Felix several times, of course. Welcome back to the pen out here in center field. Brad Adam with you. We go across the pen to Angie Mentic. And Angie, great to meet Larry for the first time, but we're not the only ones today.
No. Everybody outside, actually Larry Bernandez, as my understanding, was outside of Safeco Field handing out Larry Bernandez bobbleheads. I don't know what the allure is. I mean, perhaps it is the mutton chops. Perhaps it's the glasses, the tremendous charisma. It's really hard to tell. In fact, Larry Bernandez was voted the best looking in our fan post question tonight. The players themselves, well, none of them have seen the two together, yet they still have a very strong opinion about the duo.
I think we're all just getting to know Larry a little bit right now. He's still new to us, but Felix is still our favorite at this point.
Well, I know Felix. Of course, he's Cy Young and best pitcher I've ever seen. And Larry, I don't think I've ever met Larry.
They've got pretty similar characteristics, but I think Larry might be more of a ghost. You can hear him like in the clubhouse, dining room table, but you can't ever see him really.
Like Mr. Snuffleupagus.
He might be Mr. Snuffleupagus too. He could be Mr. Snuffleupagus.
So you remember Mr. Snuffleupagus, everybody thought was Big Bird's imaginary friend, but Brad, that was put to rest today because we actually met Larry Bernandez.
That's right, and we found out some facts about him, that he's working in a job that's, we're not sure where or what, takes him away from here. First time here at Safeco Field, and he is Felix's twin brother, and he threw out the first pitch. Here he is, Larry Bernandez. A little high. I mean, he hadn't thrown, he said, since spring training. Takes a little hop, not even off the rubber. Gets it there, but not like Felix, though. All right, the real first pitch on the way. Thank you, Larry. Real first pitch from Michael Pineda. Sox and Mariners next on Root Sports.
It's not a mirage. It's the legend himself, Larry Bernandez, handing out his own bobbleheads. It's a special night here in Seattle. A surprise to many folks as they entered the building. Larry Bernandez, his own bobblehead night this evening as the Mariners get ready to play Game 2 of a 3-game set with the Chicago White Sox. This is Mariner Baseball. Welcome, everybody, to Safeco Field here in Seattle. Along with Dave Valley, I'm Dave Sims. We are so glad you could join us. Good pitching matchup tonight. That man right there, Michael Pineda, takes on John Danks. And if you're scoring at home, Dave Valley, it took him 2 minutes and 40 seconds to get from center field to the booth.
Dave, I was on track to break the record from last night and got hung up on the 100 level.
But the pari-mutuel betting went well. First pitch of the ball game, a called strike to Juan Pierre. Home plate umpire Doug Eddings. Dana DeMuth at first, Kerwin Danley at second, and Paul Nowert. He's at third. Pineda, as you know, works quickly.
Juan Pierre right now enjoying a nice little stretch where he's hitting .340 since June 26th.
0-2 here to Juan Pierre. Oh, he had to fight that off, cutting over Seager. And throws out the speedy Pierre for the first out. Let's take a look at the rest of the batting order for the Chicago White Sox.
This is for Ozzie Guillen, the manager of the White Sox. In the leadoff spot, Juan Pierre, Diaza, Konerko, Rios, Ramirez, Dunn, Flowers, Morel, and Beckham in that ninth slot. On the mound for the Seattle Mariners, Michael Pineda. Michael looking for win number 10, a 9-7 record and a 3.73 ERA. Opponents hitting only .212 off the young right-hander.
Here's Alejandro Diaza batting in the 2-hole tonight. Batted 7th last night, went 0 for 4. Slider in there for strike 101. Diaza swinging the bat quite well. Last 18 games, a .333 clip.
Ozzie Guillen has had the luxury of placing some of these guys in with the injuries to Carlos Quentin, A.J. Przinsky. Some of these young guys have really stepped in and really not skipped a beat.
2-1 the count. Just outside, big Michael Pineda. 3 no decisions in his last 3 starts. Went 6 innings at Texas, 5 at Toronto, 6 at Tampa Bay. Last win was against the Rays on the 30th here at Seattle. Swing and a miss. A full count.
He was good in that last start against Tampa, going 6 innings, giving up only 2 earned runs.
Strike 3 called. Diaza gone, 2 down.
Michael showing good command, just stayed away from Diaza the entire at bat for the Seattle Mariners here this evening defensively. Here's how they stack up. Around the outfield, you've got Wells, Gutierrez, and Ichiro. In the infield, Seager, Ryan, Ackley, and Karp behind the plate. Miguel Oliva and Michael Pineda on the mound.
There's Paul Konerko. This is one really good hitter. It's a good matchup because Pineda's got outstanding stuff. Konerko 4th in on base, 5th in slugging, 5th in home runs, 6th in OPS, 8th in average in the American League. 0-1. Popped up, playable infield for Ackley. Good start for Michael Pineda. See if the bats can get working against John Danks, who's been a Mariner tormentor for a long time. Danks 5-0, an 0.96 in his last 6 starts against the Mariners. Ichiro will get things going, followed by Gutierrez and Ackley when we come back. gorgeous Saturday evening. Glad you're with us here. Game 2 of the set with the White Sox. Take a look at the Mariners batting order.
For the Seattle Mariners in the leadoff spot, Suzuki, Gutierrez, Ackley, Carp, Oliva, Wells, Pena, Seager, and Brendan Ryan rounding out the lineup. On the mound for the Chicago White Sox, John Danks, young left-hander with a 5-9 record and a 3.88 ERA.
Ichiro fouls off the first pitch. Ichiro last night 2 for 5. John Danks, Texan. And when the Mariners last saw him, Val, he had come into the game 0 for 8. 0-8 to start. Didn't really have any, couldn't put his finger on it. It was just one of those baseball things. So what happens? He got well against the Mariners on June 6, beating Pineda. 7 innings of 7 hit 1-run ball.
He's been digging himself out of that hole ever since and doing a pretty stellar job of it. 5-1 over his last 10 starts.
Chris Chambliss, the hitting coach, said, hey, cutter, change, works fast. There's a backhand by the third baseman. Brent Morel throws out. Ichiro throws over to Adam Dunn. So they got to, team's really got to be on that changeup tonight.
Tonight, defensively for the Chicago White Sox, Brent Morel makes a nice little backhanded short hop pick. Gets off a quick throw to nail Ichiro red first. Out around the outfield, you've got Pierre, Rios, and Diaz. In the infield, Morel, Ramirez, Beckham, and Dunn. Behind the dish for the White Sox, the young Tyler Flowers and John Danks on the hill.
Sounds like there have been a couple of changes. We'll get them to you in a second. Gutierrez, the hitter, 1-0. Goody went 2 for 4 last night. That was the highlight. He and Ichiro at the top of the order were the highlight of the Mariner offense, along with Miguel Oliva and Trayvon Robinson. Mariners 2 runs on 10 hits. They left 11 men on and struck out 15 times.
Twice they had bases loaded and were unable to push not even 1 run across the plate.
Tough. Change up again. Fouled out of play. John Danks, 26 years old, out of Austin, Texas, still lives there. He was a first-round pick of the Texas Rangers in the June 03 first-year draft, and then sent over to Chicago with Nick Massett, Jacob Rasner for Brandon McCarthy, and David Paisano. December of 06, and Gutierrez called out on strikes. The 2 down. That brings up the Mariners second baseman, Dustin Ackley.
And John Danks, his father, was a good athlete, played for the University of Texas basketball team.
Rick 1 to Dustin. Dustin at 288. His fans are in the house tonight, spelling it out. Upper deck right field.
Didn't
like it. Can't miss them either, baby.
No.
They got to be, what, 4 feet apiece.
Tell you what, didn't take very long for the fans to take to this young man.
All in 2 strikes. Danks a quick worker, just like Pineda. Crowd on hand. Look where it looks like upwards of 30,000. 1-2. Off speed pitch, fouled back. Chuck Norris can't KO Ackley. Huh? Okay. Got rid of one of the foul poles out left field.
Wonder if that young man was wearing a hard hat, because Dustin might hit him with one.
That bounced up and hit Morel in the, up around the nose area. Throws to Dunn to get him. And a 1-2-3 first inning for the Mariners. Ackley hit it hard, but a nice play by Brent Morel down at third base. Second inning coming up. White Sox. In Boeing, they're going to tip their caps to the youngsters tomorrow at Salute the Kids Day. All kids 14 and under can dress like Felix Hernandez when they pick up their very own number 34 T-shirt. For tickets, go to Mariners.com or any Mariners team store. Good weekend for Felix. You get a Larry Hernandez bobblehead night. T-shirts tomorrow. Change in the lineup. Alexi Ramirez, the shortstop, moves up to the 4-hole with Alex Rios being scratched. Strike one to Alexi.
White Sox have a glaring hole in that number 4 spot. When Carlos Quentin went down, he sprained his AC joint on trying to make a diving play earlier this week.
Rios bruised hand. You think it was from yesterday? First pitch got jammed.
It could have been. That ball really got deep on the fist yesterday. Little blooper down the right field line. Ended up being a single and an RBI. But sometimes it takes that 24 hours before that hand starts to swell up.
0-2 to Ramirez. Off-speed pitch gets it. Strikeout for Pineda, his second.
And Dave, also last night, I just remembered third base. Miguel Olivo tried to pick him off, and it hit him on the right hand.
That's the one that got him. You're right.
Yeah, that might have been the one.
It was that exacerbated the whole thing. I mean, that had on the AB hurt like crazy, but he got drilled. The impact of diving in and the ball coming on top.
Exactly.
So he gets the double whammy. Here's Adam Dunn. Here's a guy that's been a 40 home run guy over the last, 6-7 years. So I mean, talk to him in Chicago. Talk to him tonight. Dude, what's up? I don't know.
Sometimes it's like that. And this is a very accomplished hitter.
And he says, listen, I got 6 weeks to finish strong. Let's see what happens. It's all I can do. And I said, he didn't know how many home runs he had. I said, you got 11. I said, that's a good month normally.
Well, there's a guy that averages nearly 40 home runs a year. A guy that always has a good idea of the strike zone.
I believe when we saw the White Sox early June, he was around 2 home runs. I said, well, that's an improvement. He went, yeah, right. I got 9 more. Big deal.
You know, he was struggling back in June when we went into Chicago. I think he had only 1 hit against lefties.
Oh, man. It
nearly 70 at bats.
Right? It was like an 0.65 or something like that. Yeah, I mean, he's been wearing it. Here's his numbers.
And back in May, that was his best month of the season, hitting only .204. 3 home runs, 13 RBIs.
Atypical, to say the least. Down low.
But still a great guy, still a great attitude. Not one of those guys that's going to carry that bitterness around with him.
Excellent point. And one of the bigger guys in baseball. Right. 3 called. Pineda with his 3rd strikeout.
And I'm done unhappy with that call. Take a look at number 7 right there. Looks like it is a little bit off the plate. Michael Pineda coming right after him with that fastball. You know, when it rains, it pours.
That it does. Brings up Everett's Brett Lillibridge. Not in the original starting lineup. Looks like slider for a strike. He had a good one last night. 2-run homer. Crushed it. 1-1 pitch hit it to the back of the Mariner bullpen. And that broke up a 2-2 tie in the top of the 5th.
I saw Brent in the locker room of the Chicago White Sox before the game today. I said, man, do you really have that kind of power? He said, hey, it was just one of those pitches. I was looking fastball and I got the head out just enough out in front. He said, but I was surprised it hit off the back of that wall out there.
Nothing cheap, man. Nothing cheap. Saw some of his family in the elevator today. His grandmother was like, hey, I told him to hit that home run. They both thought I had another punch out.
Always listen to grandma.
Absolutely.
Because she's the one that feeds you.
That's it. 1-2. Pineda scheduled for no more than about 105 pitches tonight. Club looking to get him to no more than 170 innings for the season. 147 is where he is entering tonight's game. Probably give him another. His next start, give him an extra day. Peel down to Dana Demuth. Did not go. Full count.
You don't want to lose him right here after being ahead so much, going after him with the sliders. You're going to see Michael Pineda go right after him. That last pitch just a little bit off the plate.
Three and two to Lillibridge. And Olivo had to go off his mask. It's like taking a punch.
That's just a nice little wake-up call, you know, early in the game.
Coffee. Who needs coffee?
That'll send some adrenaline shooting through your body. There's a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Brent Lillibridge just gets enough of it to send that ball right up off the face of Miguel Olivo.
Thanks, but no thanks. Do it again. 3 and 2.
Going with the slide.
Got it. This side, fourth strikeout, 2 innings for Michael Pineda. Excellent start for the big man. Coming up for the Mariners, it'll be Carp, Olivo, and Wells in the home second. Second inning. Great night here at Safeco Field. Best weather in North America here in Seattle. Not too sticky here, though.
Beautiful night. Beautiful night.
Robbie Nielsen, our stage manager, a little bit too sticky for him tonight, but you'll get over. We'll get that breeze going a little bit later. There's Mike Carp. He's a Seattle native. He's going, come on, it's too hot.
Let's go get him a fan.
Yeah, right. Mike Carp, 299, 7 home runs, 29 runs batted in. Outside.
And speaking of weather, our hearts go out for all the folks in the Northeast and up and down the East Coast as Hurricane Irene bores down on some of the big cities, Philadelphia and New York City.
Strike 3 called. Eddings, I'll say one thing. He's been consistent on that low outside pitch tonight. He's established that's what he's going to call. Because you had Daza called out on that pitch, Dunn, and now Carp.
Yeah, and this is the second time the tracer shows that the hitters were correct in their judgment. But it only counts what the home plate umpire calls.
Danks has struck out 2. Pineda struck out 4. Here's Olivo. Provided some pop last night for the Mariners and led up the second inning with a home run to straightaway center field. Olivo 4 for 16 with a homer against Danks. Change up. Chris Chambliss, the hitting coach, said that's the pitch they have to hit tonight.
That changeup always is going to come off of the fastball. John Danks, fastball in mid to upper 90s.
Mike Bevitt in the blue, Chris Chambliss to his right. Adam Kennedy down the step. Here's the accomplished hitter in his day, inside to Olivo.
That's one thing you always see with Chris Chambliss. He's always talking to the hitters. There's always that great line of communication flowing down there in the dugout, which I think is really important now that he's got some younger hitters as well.
Pulled the string on Olivo. Back-to-back strikeouts, 3 for the ball game.
We saw the White Sox do that last night to Miguel Olivo. Jake Peavy threw 4 consecutive changeups after he hit the home run. He never did get challenged with another fastball.
The outfield behind Danks as Wells steps in. He got Pierre in left, Diaz in center, Lillibridge in right, down the line and foul. Talking to Eric Wedge about Casper Wells. What do you like about Wells? He says, I like him, I want to see more. Clearly he's not afraid to stick his nose in there after he got hit on. Remember, he got hit in the nose last week, and a few at bats later in the next game hit a home run.
The best thing that can happen to that hitter is get back in the game the next day. Get right back up on the horse. Don't sit on the sidelines too long thinking about that and allow that kind of that fear to fester.
Ball and 2 strikes.
See if he comes back with the changeup right here.
1-2. Two and two. 2 outs, nobody on to Casper Wells. Got him. There's that change up again. That's been his out baby. He strikes out the side. So he matches whatever you can do, I can do better. As Danks comes back and matches what Pineda did in the top of the second. here at Safeco Field. White Sox and the Mariners. Second visit by Chicago this season. Leading off is going to be Tyler Flowers, the catcher. Pineda and Danks both struck out the side in the second inning, both with 4 strikeouts through the first 2 innings. Flowers, young catcher, filling in for the injured A.J. Brzezinski. Went 1 for 4 last night.
He sure has done a nice job hitting .333 over his last 10 games. But more importantly, the Sox pitchers have a 3.65 ERA when he's behind the dish. Not bad for a young rookie catcher.
It's huge. 2-1. And coming in at this stage of the season is not easy for a catcher. For a young guy coming up.
You got your teams in a pennant race. They're trying to run down the Detroit Tigers.
2-1 from Pineda. The fist again, found back.
Smell those garlic fries coming on.
They're working.
Here.
Wind coming in. Coming in from left field. 2-2. There is.
Is that like garlic in the air right there?
Yes, sir. A lot of it.
It's not good on singles night.
Well, it's not belong towards center fielders, so they catch a break. Most of that action is straight away center field. That's coming down right down the third baseline.
Crowded out there in the pen for the pregame show. They showed up early, got their Larry Bernandez bobbleheads.
Pay off the Flowers. Back.
Had a great little band out there. A couple of guys on piano singing.
Nice.
Banging out some tunes.
You were into it.
That was great. Good energy out there, folks. If you come to the ballpark, go check out the Roots pen.
Breaking ball hit off the end of the bat. Old coach used to say, put some chalk on the end of that stick. 1 out. Hey, what odd distinction, as we get to our AT&T trivia question, what odd distinction do Larry Yount and Bill Sharman share in big league history? Text your answer to 95323. 95323. 7 in a row retired by Pineda. Brett Morel, the third baseman, takes a strike. And Pineda's ahead 0-2. And he makes quick work of Brett Morel. 5 strikeouts, 8 in a row retired by Pineda.
Another nasty slider from Michael Pineda. Strikeout number 5 here early in the top of the 3rd inning.
We've seen this before. When that slider's tight and working, he's almost unhittable when you add 95 to 98 with the fastball.
That's what I love best, though, right there. Strike 1. First pitch, strike 1. He comes right after you. Challenges the hitters, tries to work ahead.
He did go, says Doug Eddings. So Beckham quickly in an 0-2 hole. And you like the rhythm and the pace that's been established by Michael Pineda. 2 outs, nobody on in the 3rd. The 0-2 to Beckham. Pineda deals. Ground ball. Ackley goes over to Cart. A successful and perfect first trip through the order for Pineda through 3 innings. And a pitching duel with John Danks. Everybody just stood and cheered for that lady right there celebrating her 100th birthday. Willie Pena had to hold up for a couple of seconds. How great is that?
That was a great spontaneous moment right there.
That was beautiful.
I loved how she just took it all in, stood up, threw her arms up.
That was great. And everybody said, oh, yeah, we're with you. We're with you. That's great. Pena takes a second strike.
We need to get a little copy of that and find a way to get that to that
yes,
lady.
Sir.
I think she would really enjoy that.
Excellent call. We got to do that. Up high to Pena. Pena DHing second night in a row. Went 0 for 4 last night. Punched out 3 times and flied to right. High fly ball left field. Pierre gets under it.
Boy, he just missed that right there. John Danks again using that changeup to get Willie Mo Pena out on that front foot.
Hey, it's the best deal in baseball. It can be yours when the Mariners square off with the Angels this coming Wednesday at Safeco Field. It's Safeco Insurance Grand Slam Family Package Day. Families or groups of 4 to 12 can get a ticket, a hot dog, and a Pepsi for as little as $14 a person. For your tickets, go to mariners.com/specials. Swing and a miss by Seager. 9th inning in Arlington. The Angels 8-4 over Texas. Texas pounded them last night. They were up 11-0 at one point. Down the fist off the plate for ball 1. 7 in a row retired by John Danks. 9 in a row retired by Michael Pineda.
Fly ball from off the bat of Willie Mo Pena was the first time the Mariners actually got the ball out of the infield against Mr. Danks.
You're right. If he had been able to backfoot that, a back leg there would have been long gone. 2-2. First base run. Base hit for Kyle Seager. First hit in the ball game. Coming on a 2-2 pitch, then one right back up the middle.
Nice approach on a 2-strike count. Kyle Seager gets this little cutter out on the outside part of the plate. Doesn't try to do too much with it. Squares it up, drives it right back through the middle for the first base hit of the ball game off of the left-hander John Danks. Nice follow through by Kyle Seager. He's made some great adjustments from that first opportunity that he had received earlier in the season.
Popped up. Taking care of it is Beckham. 2 outs as Ryan's retired. Back to the top of the order in Ichiro. So Ichiro will come up with 2 outs. The man at first. Ichiro 10th in the American League with 148 hits. Going against John Danks. Ichiro tied for 4th in stolen bases with 33. Ichiro grounded out. 3rd baseman Brent Morrell, first time up. Strike 1. On 1, Ichiro. And takes a strike 2. Take a look at the CenturyLink high-speed pitch. They did 97. Danks at 93.
John Danks 93 miles an hour, looking a lot faster to the Mariner hitters with that because of that great changeup that he's been featuring. Throwing that changeup in the low 80s, 81 to 83 miles an hour.
Runner goes. Ichiro off the fist. Ramirez adjusts, makes the catch. So Seager was on the move. Ichiro couldn't get it to the outfield. No score in an outstanding early pitching duel. Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports is being brought to you by AT&T. By Money Tree, looking for a loan with more time to repay? Apply for a Money Tree payday loan online at moneytreeinc.com. And by Jack in the Box. Come try the new jumbo breakfast platter for just $2.99 plus tax at Jack in the Box. Ivor Heichman. And a base hit for Pierre. Bounces a bunt over the mound. Ryan couldn't handle it. First base hit for the White Sox, their first base run.
And for Juan Pierre, that's the 41st infield hit of the season. Well, you got to love to have that speed.
Well, he couldn't have gotten a better break there to bounce it over. And even if Ryan grabs and makes it throw, it was going to be real close.
It's also the 19th bunt hit of the season. He had a bunt base hit last night. Last night he pulled it to the first baseman.
I think Ronnie's going to be at a premium here tonight. Both pitchers on top of their games. Get an opportunity, you better cash it in.
And Michael's going to have to keep an eye on Juan Pierre. Pierre has been running this season.
68 stolen bases a year ago to lead the American League. Well off that pace this year with 22. Piazza trying to bunt his way on. First time in the stretch here for Michael Pineda, who was perfect through the first 3 innings. So 2 hits in the ballgame, 1 apiece. Sox and the Mariners. Diving back, Pierre.
Seen quite a bit of bunting so far in this series. Piazza last night tried to bunt. Pierre got one. Ozzie Guillen was bunting late in the ball game to try to add an insurance run.
Runner goes up the middle, hit and run, successfully executed. Pierre flying, he'll get the third easily. That was textbook.
Piazza, who is fit right into this lineup, gets a good fastball down out of the strike zone, but just golfs it right back up the middle. Juan Pierre running on the play, moves on over to third base easily. So the White Sox have some speed on the corners. And the big man coming to the plate.
Paul Konerko. Pineda popped him up to the second baseman, Ackley, first time. Konerko 0 for 3 last night. Walked the first 2 times up. Charlie Furbush effectively pitching around him. He wanted no part of him. And then 2 flyouts and a pop for Konerko the rest of the way. Here, Doug Eddings, a ball inside. That's a good place to try to work Konerko. Easier said than done, though. He's such a good hitter, such an accomplished hitter. He's seen it all.
Got a great idea up at the plate, good idea of the strike zone, and such a good mistake hitter.
1-1. First scoring opportunity for either team here right now. First and third, Konerko, nobody out. He has a 4 out of 6 in base stealing. He's at first. Ball and 2 strikes.
Here's a look at Konerko last night. Look at where his hands are. Now you got Charlie Furbush was pitching last night, had his hands a little bit lower. My guess is that against left-handers he changes his style, and tonight he clearly has those hands back above his chest, above the letters of the jersey, against Michael Pineda.
1-2 pitch. Just with the breaking ball, 2-2. Quicker load position for him against Pineda, who's 97.
You know, sometimes it's just a matter of feel, and guys will make those slight adjustments from day to day. It always reminds me of Cal Ripken Jr. He'd have 4 batting stances in every game.
Yeah, he and Mattingly did the same thing at one point. 2-2. Way outside, saved by Olivo. Full count.
But whatever he's doing something right. Paul Konerko is one of 6 active players with 2,000 hits and 400 home runs. The other guys, Alex Rodriguez, Albert Pujols, Chipper Jones, Vladimir, and Jim Thome. Not a bad list.
Exclusive company. Here's a big pitch here. Payoff to Konerko. First and third, nobody out. Diaza runs. Pitch. Hit over Ryan's head. It's 1-0 Chicago. Diaza to third easily. But Konerko reaches out. Gets one over Ryan's head. Sox on the board. RBI for Konerko, his 87th.
Even with all of his power, he still has the ability to just drive the ball. This is a good slider off of the plate. It's about 3 inches away. But Konerko shortens up his stroke and just takes what he's given. Nice little single out to straightaway left field.
Some kind of hitter. A lot of times you see guys, that's a double play ball, or at least one. The runner was going, but that would have been a ground ball to shortstop with a lot of people.
One thing you like to see from a guy that's a run producer, you see those guys with runners in scoring position, they expand their strike zone.
Inside to Ramirez, struck out on an 0-2 pitch his first time. Alex Rios a scratch, a hand injury, so as again had to juggle the batting order just a little bit. Put Brent Littlebridge in the 6 hole and move the other fellas up. Ramirez hitting in the 4 spot. 2-0. Run on 3 hits for the Sox. 3 straight hits here. A bunt. Base hit by Diaza. RBI single Konerko. Popped up Cart, no play. Pineda first time through the lineup. 9 up 9 down with 5 strikeouts. Second time through now. 3 straight hits and a run scored. Two-one pitch. Missed with the slider, which was so good the first 3 innings.
It is. That's a tough pitch to lay off right there. Alexi Ramirez, normally a very free swinger, able to hold up on that nasty slider from Michael Pineda. Ramirez, a native of Cuba, was joined today actually by another young player, Dayan Viciedo.
3-1, foul back. Mariners one hit tonight so far. Kyle Seager, a 1-out single in the third.
Michael looking for that strikeout right here with the runner on third base. Nobody out.
Payoff here to Ramirez. Out back again. Michael Pineda trying to get his first win. Last 3 outings, all no decisions. Hasn't won a game since 30th of July. That was here. Went 6 1/3 to beat Tampa Bay 3-2. 3-2 again to Ramirez. Fouled off again.
Another good slider from Pineda. I don't know how Ramirez got a piece of that. Ball was about 6 inches off of the plate. Adam Dunn in the on-deck circle.
Long look. Olivo sets up outside. Stay with it. Drilled to center field. That'll pick up another run. As Diaz attacks, he'll score. And it's 2-0. White Sox as Ramirez picks up an RBI. For Alexi, that's his 55th. And his 3rd sacrifice fly of the season.
Good at bat by Alexi Ramirez, fouling off some very tough pitches from Michael Pineda. Michael on the 3-2 count comes in with the fastball. This one just on the outside corner. A very good pitch.
2-0 Sox. Konerko at first. Brings up Adam Dunn. Took a called 3rd strike first time up.
Adam was not happy with the strike 3 call. Hitting only 165 this season, 11 home runs and 40 RBIs.
Listen, big on big here. Dunn 6'8", Pineda 6'7". Biggest Pineda is Dunn's bigger.
Got just a little bit more girth to him.
Great rhythm in the first 3 innings for Pineda. Struck out 5 of the 9 men that he faced.
That's a good time right there for Miguel Oliva to go out there. He's throwing a lot of pitches in this inning. Go out, give him a little bit of a breather. Looking for a little ground ball double play right here off the bat of Adam Dunn.
Infield shifted a little bit towards the right side. 1-1. Fastball 1-2 to Adam Dunn. High school quarterback, big renown in Texas, went to the University of Texas, but ended up playing baseball. 1-2 pitch. Get down low, 2-2. Totally different rhythm here. Man on, 2 in. 2-2 here to Dunn. Took a lot off it. Fly ball left field for Casper Wells. Towards the line. 2 outs. Konerko back to first. Last rays of sun at 14,410 feet just beyond Beacon Hill. It's a great look. Mount Rainier.
We've had some amazing days here in the Northwest the last week. Being able to see Mount Rainier just about every day.
There's Littlebridge. Struck out on a 3-2 offering from Pineda. Slider, strike 1. 6th hitter to the plate here in the 4th inning. Got him 0-2.
Good changeup from Michael Pineda. That was the one pitch coming into the season I think that they were more concerned about. They knew he had the good fastball. They knew that he had the diabolical slider. But it was that off-speed pitch. Would he be able to throw it behind in the count? Would he be able to command it? He got Adam Dunn to fly out to left, and that was another good one at Littlebridge.
0-2 pitch to right field. Long run. Ichiro runs out of room.
For Michael Pineda to be able to have that 3rd pitch would enable him to have a lot more easier innings. That's the one thing I know oftentimes people like to see the changeup and the swing and miss changeup, but I've always believed that when you throw a changeup, you want the guy to put the ball in play.
Off balance.
Roll it over, hit a little soft fly ball.
0-2 pitch. Swung on a miss. Long inning for Pineda. Gives up 2 runs after being perfect through the first 3 innings. See if the Mariner offense can get something done against John Danks with Goody, Ackley, and Karp coming up. Garrett on the left, Jordan on the right.
What
Jamie
a surprise. They're styling the hats.
That's it. Hey,
I like it.
We're missing Irene just for you. Hook us up with Rally Fries.
Now,
worked out well. They missed the earthquake and they're missing the hurricane back in New York.
And how happy are you that they missed that?
Dude, you have no idea. Yes, you do, because you're a dad.
When I got my 2 that had to evacuate Manhattan. They're over in Queens today.
Glad your brother was able to go pick them up. Gutierrez, Ackley, and Karp here against John Danks. But Danks here, last 6 starts against the Mariners, 5-0, 0.96 ERA. Career here at Safeco is 2-2 with a 2.29 ERA. Gutierrez struck out looking first time. This one popped up. Dunn will take it. Look at it. Got room, and he makes the play. All right, earlier on we asked what odd distinction do Larry Yount and Bill Sherman share in Major League Baseball history. Here's some of the responses. Christian Kennewick. Some of it right. Let's see, struck out 5 times in one game. Was Ackley swinging and missing. Twin brothers in the Hall of Fame. Lying in Tacoma. Get down to Beckham. Goes to Dunn for the second out.
How about they both had imaginary brothers that had a bobblehead?
That's funny. 2 outs. That'll bring up Mike Carp. He struck out looking his first time. Swing and a miss by Mike. Carp 1 for 4 last night, 5 for 30 on a Mariner road trip that went 3 and 4. One to Mike. He did commit. Ball and 2 strikes. Banks is tough.
Banks has been working quick as well. Michael Pineda seemed to have lost that in that last inning, but Banks still just looks in, gets a sign, and comes right after him.
Off speed pitch driven deep to right field. Lillibridge giving chase on the track. He's there. He makes the catch. A 9-pitch inning for the quick working John Danks. Nothing across for the Mariners, who trailed 2-0. Answer: Larry Yount and Bill Sherman were each on an active baseball team roster and never played in a game. And a lot of our fans, some of them got it half right.
So they got on the active big league roster.
How about that? Yount and Sherman. Yount he injured himself as Pineda, as that pitch fouled off. Yount injured himself during warm-up tosses prior to the top of the ninth on September 15th, 1971. And Bill Sherman, he was ejected from the bench September 27th, 1951, and never did appear in a game.
That's my kind of guy. I like that.
Oh, man.
He was just sticking up for one of his teammates, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Now Larry Yount that no relation to Robin Yount?
Oh, yeah, that's his brother. He was announced, so he's in the book, but never an official appearance. As Flowers strikes out. How about Pineda? That is strikeout number 7. So Yount was. So Yount came into the game warm up and got hurt. Fastball in the hands for strike 1 to Brent Morel. He struck out first at bat. Credited with 1 game played, but never faced a batter. How about that? There's that slider hit down off the back, knocked down by Carp. He wins the race. 2 down. A lot of English on that one, Val.
Anytime that ball hits the bag, you never quite know which way it's going to bounce. Mike Carp did a nice job of sticking with it. But take a look. He actually overruns it as this ball comes down. See that kick? Look at the spin on that baseball. Does a good job of stopping it with the bare hand and then finishes the play. And at first, when I saw that bounce, I thought it actually hit first base, but ultra slow-mo shows that it was on the dirt.
0-1. Fastball 0-2. Bill Sharman was not credited for being in that ball game. Gets the run from the bench.
So the question is, does Larry Yount tell that story to anybody?
I don't think so. I really don't. 1-2.
Yeah, I was in the big leagues, but
then after a few beers, maybe Robin tells the story. Swing and a miss. There goes Beckham. How about Pineda? 26 pitches in the 4th inning. Back on rhythm here in the 5th. It's 2-0 Chicago as we go to the home 5th inning with Olivo, Wells, and Pena coming up. His home run and RBI leader Miguel Olivo leads off against John Danks. Takes the ball. Danks, Val, has really been something since he got the streak going against the Mariners back in June. Bouncing ball down to third base. Morel takes care, slings it across, and there's 1 out. It's 5-1 over his last 10 starts. And it's Monday. The Angels will be in town at Safeco Field. The Mariners and Sanyo celebrate Japanese baseball at Salute to Japan night. First 15,000 fans, they get a Mariners rally towel courtesy of Sanyo. For tickets, visit Mariners.com or any Mariners team store. So Olivo 0 for 2. That brings up Casper Wells. Struck out on a 2-2 pitch. Danks not pleased with his effort on that pitch. Last 10 starts for Danks 5-1, a 2.32 ERA. After going, as you look at tale of two seasons for Mr. Wells, he takes a strike, 2-1.
Oftentimes, when you get that opportunity to have consistent at-bats like Casper Wells has had with the Mariners, you can see some of the improvements that he made in every category.
Wells in his 19th game with the Mariners, 83rd game for the season.
And for a young player like Casper Wells, yes, he was in a pennant race with Detroit, but he came over here and he's got a chance to play every day. And that's what you're looking for when you're a young player. Later on, you start to appreciate and really desire winning, being on a part of a championship team. When you're first starting to try to make your mark in the big leagues, you want to be able to see your name in the lineup every single night.
Here, here. Detroit a 6-4 winner at Minnesota today. He Wentz is Data DeMuth down at first base, 2 down. That's the 5th strikeout for John Danks. Bring up Willie Pena. Hey, we'd like to welcome Project Mutual telephone subscribers watching in Rupert, Burley, and Paul, Idaho. Thanks for rooting on your Seattle Mariners. All of us here at Root Sports and the Mariners appreciate your support. Willie Moe last time. Foul hit one off the end of the bat, skied at the left.
Danks got him with that changeup. Lee starts him off there with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
Nice breeze blowing in from left field again. 0-1 to Willie Pena. 1-2. Pena fouls one off.
Danks really going after Pena, working him inside and switching back out to that outside corner, not really giving anything predictable.
On 2 strikes. Pena 1 for 5 career against Danks. Backhanded by Beckham, throws him out. 1-2-3 inning for Danks. That is 8 in a row retired by John. He's got a 2-0 lead. Before the game, Larry Hernandez handing out his bobblehead doll. I'm sure a lot of these fans did not. Matter of fact, I guarantee they didn't expect this to happen. Hope they had some pictures. Nice photo op for folks coming in the rotunda.
Really just great to see Felix kind of embrace the whole evening. That was on the pregame show right there. We got him to shake his head. He said, see the resemblance?
Juan Pierre, 1 for 2. He started the 4th inning with a Baltimore chop bunt. Bounced it off the plate. Ryan tried to barehand, couldn't throw him out. Exactly. Will get Pierre here. Felix and Larry's cousin Jerry Bernandez. He needs a new last name though, so what do folks think? Hernandez, Fernandez, Hernandez, and Fernandez.
I'll tell you what, it's caught on like wildfire though.
Amazing.
Folks are out here early, waiting on line.
Fouled off by Diaz. In that 4th inning, Diaz followed with a hit and run base hit to center. It got Pierre to 3rd. Pierre then scored on the Konerko RBI single, and then a sac fly from Ramirez got Diaz home. 2-0 White Sox. 0-2. That's a good looking pitch. Olivo is ready to throw it around. It's like Fernandez is the people's choice right now early on. Polls will be open for a few minutes longer. 2-2. Diaz just steps out. So what do you think, Vallis? Team Chicago, the White Sox, they have enough to catch Detroit. They do have 6 games remaining, 3-3. Left field for Wells. Drives him back towards the corner. Good speed. Nicely done. 2 down.
Gasper got a great jump on that ball off the bat of Diaz.
Got good speed out there in left field.
Took a good angle.
As you look at all the young players that the Mariners have added to their roster over the last couple of months, all very good athletes. They run well. They put the bat on the ball. Trayvon Robinson, who's played some left field as well, has made some phenomenal catches out there.
Guy who surprised me as we look at strike one to Konerko. A few games he's been out there. Mike Carp did a pretty good job when Smoke was still healthy. Smoke, by the way, to come off the DL tomorrow. Sent out on a rehab assignment probably Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. 0-1. Good giddy up on the fastball. 0-2.
Going back to your question about the Chicago White Sox, I don't think that they have enough to overtake the Detroit Tigers in the Central.
0-2 pitch at Konerko. Misses. Konerko with an RBI in the 4th, his 87th. Nader really got off rhythm in the 4th. First 3 innings, he was perfect. 9 up, 9 down. Pitch 1, 2, 3, 5th. Trying to do likewise here.
I think the big difference, Dave, was when he had to start going and pitching from the stretch. All of a sudden, it looked like he was taking more time to look in and get a sign. Holding the ball. It was Juan Pierre who got on. You know, he can cause you to change things up just because of that speed on the bases.
2-2 pitch fouled off. It does change.
But you're going to have to make those adjustments. You're not always going to be able to pitch with nobody on base. But he certainly pitches better when he's in a quicker routine.
2-2 to Konerko. Up high, ball 3. Payoff pitch. Lost it. First walk. 2 outs, 1 on, and a reminder that this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Dave Sims, Dave Valley with you here. Safeco Field. Wrap up this series tomorrow. Angels will come in Monday for 4 games. Tomorrow will be Jason Vargas against Gavin Floyd. 4 games against the Angels. Angels win at Texas 8-4, cut that lead down to 2 games. Here's Ramirez. Two runs on 3 hits for Chicago. Mariners been shut out through 5 on 1 hit. Kyle Seager, 3rd inning, 1 out single. Taking all the way 2-0. Again, here you go, Val. In the stretch.
Yes, sir. All of a sudden he starts to slow things down.
I think the release point might be a little bit different.
It's a different rhythm when you're coming out of your stretch than when you have that full windup. But just take a look right here. This is the last pitch against Konerko. Watch the reaction of Michael Pineda. He ends up missing the throw back from Miguel Oliva. Kind of hangs his head. You know, you can tell he's upset. This is what I love to see, that veteran catcher go out there, get him, and try to pull him back in line. Michael's still a young pitcher. You can allow your emotions to get into your game, and that can oftentimes pull you out of your rhythm.
That's what we've seen Felix Hernandez overcome over the last 3 years.
Exactly. Felix was very emotional out there in his 1st and 2nd year. But once he started to harness that, we've seen what has happened. He's become one of the most dominant pitchers in the game.
Strike 2 to Ramirez. Full count now. That's one of his strengths, too. Remember that tough game he had at Cleveland last year? Somebody made an error and said, hey, I made a bad pitch. Not his fault he made the error. That's on me. Went out. Wound up losing a heartbreaker at Cleveland, but I never forgot that.
Well, that certainly has helped him kind of endure the last couple of years when he hasn't had that run support. That all plays into it.
Payoff pitch. Lined in the left. Backing up Wells. Going back. Nice catch. Casper Wells, everybody, with 2 nice catches here in the 6th inning. Well done as he continues to earn his stripes here with the Mariners. He got a great jump on a ball that was laced off the bat of Alexi Ramirez and got it right before he bounced in to the fence, and appreciated by Pineda. against longtime tormentor John Danks. Seager pops it up, playable. Morel, foul territory. One down. We check in with Angie Mente.
Dave, thanks. Cy Young hopeful Justin Verlander towing the rubber of the Tigers, facing the Twins today. Get another strong outing. He goes 6 innings, striking out 6. Twins become the first 20-game winner in the majors this season. Detroit goes on to beat Minnesota 6-4 for our Sterling Savings Bank score. Dave.
Angie, thank you. And somebody called the engraver.
Wow. Engraver for what, though?
Cy. And you can make a case for MVP.
How do you feel about that?
We were talking about that. Mike and I were talking about this last week. I tell you what, there's exceptions to every rule. And if he continues his dominance in the next 5 weeks, you can make an extraordinarily strong case for him doubling up.
I just have a hard time with a guy that goes out there 35 times.
I hear you.
To take away from a guy who's going out there 158 times, contributing every day, day in and day out.
Again, like I said, there's exceptions. Right? You see it all through baseball history. 2-1 to Ryan. It's a really good debate. Danks, by the way, has retired 9 consecutive hitters now since the Seager base hit. Way out in front. There's a changeup again.
I'm going to pull a name out of the past that I know you're going to be very familiar with. Steve Carlton.
Oh yeah, 72 with
27-3.
Phillies won like 55, 56 games or something like that.
So is he an MVP?
Well, they were dead last.
that's
and Andre
part
Dawson.
of my point.
Yeah.
Andre Dawson's.
But I come back with pitchers. Who was it? Willie Hernandez.
Yeah,
I want to say the closer with the 84 Tigers. I think is Ryan earns a walk. First walk by Danks. Second Mariner base run.
And the hard part to believe of all that with that team, that 1984 Tiger team, you had Alan Trammell at short, Lance Parrish behind the plate, Lou Whitaker over at second base, Kirk Gibson. It's amazing that he got enough votes and they weren't split up between all those guys on that championship team to win the MVP award.
That was a heck of a ball club. What, 35-5 to start?
Amazing.
Mariners ended that hot streak at the Kingdom against those Tigers who got off to that rampaging start. Ichiro. Off the glove of Morel. Everybody will be safe. They give him a base hit. They give him a base hit. They change the itchy meter to 149er. 149er.
Ichiro lets this ball travel. He hits it just down the left field line. As Morel looks like he tried to take that glove forward, and that ball went right underneath the glove.
I think it's a good call that was a hit. As Morel was trying to dive to his left. That's only the second hit of the ball game for the Seattle Mariners.
Seager got a 1-out single in the third, and now Ichiro here in the sixth. Here's Gutierrez. Rudy 0 for 2. Struck out looking, fouled out to the first baseman. He did not like that call.
That we've seen him give the pitcher the strike. On the umpire's left side, just off the plate. Look at those pitches right there. Both of them very questionable. First one was called a strike.
Two hits for the Mariners, though. They have 2 on. Gutierrez right now representing the lead run. Ryan at second, Ichiro at first. Pretty good speed. 1-1 to Gutierrez. 2-1.
The way John Danks is throwing, this is the first time that the Mariners have really kind of pushed him during an inning. Got to find a way to take advantage of it. Last night they had 2 bases loaded situations. The M's came away with nothing.
Wow, that was tough. That was really tough. Left them loaded in the 3rd and again in the 7th. 11 for the ball game. And Chicago pitching struck out 15 Mariners.
It's a big number.
2-1 to Goody. 2-2.
Banks continues to use that changeup in tough situations. He's got a lot of confidence in that pitch. His last pitch, number 78 for the evening.
Changeup's been big for him. 2-2. Get inside. Strike 3 called. He knows where his bread is buttered tonight. Bronx Bombers, they come back to Safeco Field. 3 games set beginning Monday, September 12th. Make sure you join us. Ichiro, Felix, and the Mariners take on the Yankees. Great seats still available for all 3 games of this always memorable series. So get your tickets right now. Any Mariners team store at mariners.com. That strikeout for Danks gives him a half a dozen. There's 2 outs here in the 6th. 2 on. And it brings up Dustin Ackley, who's twice grounded out. Once the 3rd, once the 2nd. Guess was pretty much on the money. I said this looks like 30,000. That's what it is. 30,522 tonight. Pitch outside. 2-0 to Ackley. Good crowd.
They like their Larry Bernandez.
Yes, they do. That commercial. Think about going viral. Man. Popped up. Pierre towards the line, got plenty of speed, runs it down in foul territory. And the Mariners turned away again. They've now left 3 on board through 6 and trail 2-0.
Today's Tracer Technology is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Got a 2-0 White Sox lead here against the Mariners on Larry Bernandez bobblehead night. Let's review, shall we? Take you back to the 4th inning. Sterling Savings Bank game review. Paul Konerko, 3-2 pitch. Luke Swan just beyond the reach of Brendan Ryan. That scores Juan Pierre, 1-0 White Sox. The next hitter, Alexi Ramirez, on a 3-2 pitch. Sends one to pretty deep center field. That's going to score Alejandro Diazo. for the second run. Meanwhile, John Danks has dominated the Mariners again with 6 strikeouts. He's walked 1, stranded 3 runners. Michael Pineda, his night done after 101 pitches, Val.
Pineda had 8 punch outs in those pitches, and here's the numbers for Chance Ruffin. 6 appearances, 1-0 record, a 3.86 ERA. Another quality outing by Michael Pineda, though, giving up only 3 hits to this White Sox ball club.
Change up by Ruffin, 1-2 to Dunn.
Michael again, 101 pitches for those 3 hits, 6 innings, 2 earned runs, just 1 walk.
Dunn fouls it in and out of the glove of Olivo.
Very similar to his start against the White Sox earlier, where he went 7 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, 5 hits.
2 walks, 3 Ks. Pineda perfect through the first 3 innings with 5 strikeouts.
That number 10 win has been tough for him.
Really?
Tough to get over that hump.
Done. Tagged out. Oh, yes, he is. He's done. No pun intended. Strikeout for Chance Ruffin. 1 out here in the 7th. All signs point towards riding Sound Transit and saving a ton of money on gas and parking. You can visit soundtransit.org for details. Chance Ruffin, player to be named later in that Fister Wells deal with Detroit. Strike 1. Brett Littlebridge, the hitter, he struck out twice by Pineda. Off speed pitch hit to center field, backing up Gutierrez. 2 down.
Chance Ruffin, what a great name to hear. Typically when you hear the player to be named later, it's not ever really somebody of consequence, but Chance Ruffin, a #1 pick for the Detroit Tigers back in the 2010 Major League Draft. Didn't take him long to get to the big leagues.
Got his first Mariner win last Monday in Cleveland, 3-2 against the Tribe. Franklin Gutierrez came up with a 9th inning sacrifice fly. Lee came on to get his 31st save. Mariners left a lot on in that game. They left handle. The catcher Tyler Flowers 2-0. Some leg kick that Chance Ruffin has in his windup. Loses Flowers on 4 pitches. 2 out, 1 on. Hitter's going to be third baseman Brent Morel. Brent tonight strikeout and ground out to Carter. Against Chance's dad, Bruce?
I did not. He spent most of his time in the National League. I think all of his time, actually.
Right. Line drive, right field, Ichiro, no problem. Good inning for Chance Ruffin. He's the man stranded. Home 7th inning stretch time. Carp, Olivo, Wells. Mariners looking for some scoring. It's 2-0 White Sox. 4-game series with the Mariners. It's also a BECU half-price family night where you can get tickets to see the Mariners and Angels for as little as $10 per person. Go get them at mariners.com/specials. Ball on the Carp. Mariners in search of runs against John Danks. Been strong tonight. Val, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. Held the Mariners no runs, 2 hits.
Yeah, they just have not been able to figure him out. Putting up only 2 hits up on the board. Really only threatening in 1 inning. That was last inning. Danks able to get out of it.
It's Chambliss, the hitting coach. Boy, he was right on. Cutter, changeup, works fast. Better get on that changeup. It hasn't happened yet. 2-1. Off the fist, backhanded by Ramirez. Carp's retired, 1 out.
The other thing that he's been so effective at is throwing strikes. He only has 1 walk, so he has not put himself in any perilous situations.
On the season, to that very point, he's done a good job. Coming in 104 strikeouts, 37 walks in 132 1/3.
And that, as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, he started the season 0-8. Still pretty strong numbers.
I remember talking to him when we were there in June before the game, and he was very similar to what Adam Dunn said. I don't know, man. That's hit hard. Base hit. Fair ball. Don't touch it. They don't. Olivo dig in. He's going to go for second. He'll get there easily. Miguel Olivo with his 13th double. The Mariners have something brewing. Runner on with 1 out here in the 7th.
Miguel just covers this pitch right here. It's that cutter inside. Didn't get it far enough in off the plate as he rips it right down the line for a solid double.
1 for 3 night for Miguel.
Morel right there. He's going to have to get dirty if he's going to try to stop that one, but I think it was just hit too hard.
What do you think here? Wells has struck out his first 2 times up. He's going to be looking to be aggressive right here.
No question. Early in the count. Maybe even sit up on a changeup. Looked like that first pitch was a cutter.
Wells with 10 home runs on the season, 6 since coming over to the Mariners. Third hit for the Mariners, matching the Chicago total. 1-1. In spite of that 4-2 loss last night, Mariners still have won 3 of their last 5. Strike 2. It has been a struggle against the Chicago White Sox. 2-5 this year, and since beginning of last year, Mariners are 3-14 against these White Sox. One, 2.
Yeah, when you see numbers like that as well, the teams that you're playing against, that you struggle against, they know that. And there's a certain level of confidence when they go, oh, hey, we're going to play the Mariners. We got them. We got their number.
Get the yellow highlighter out.
And that guy won't let him get too comfortable either.
No, he won't.
He'll allow to fire under him.
Up high. So 2-2 to Wells. Important pitch here. Struck him out 3rd time. Strikeout number 7 for John Danks. There are 2 outs now here in the 7th. Seattle Mariners baseball and Root Sports being brought to you by Jeep. We don't just make SUVs, we make history. By Whitmer Brothers Brewing, brewing without boundaries. And by Pizza Hut. Get any Pizza Hut pizza, any size, any toppings for one amazingly low price when you carry out. 2 outs, 1 on. Danks has been in control all night. He's got 7 Ks, 1 walk. Man at second is Miguel Olivo with a 1-out double. And that'll bring up Willie Mo Pena. And starting to throw here. Frazier up and throwing for Chicago. Jason Frazier. Oh, the heck of a stop by Ramirez, throwing over. Oh, man, he got him. Nice job by Olivo to jump over that hard hit ground ball off the bat of Willie Mo Pena. An all-star caliber throw to complete that fine play by Alexei Ramirez. 2-0 White Sox. A Coors Light freeze can. This is a beauty. Watch the hops, the ups by Miguel Olivo. Good athlete.
You know, it just kind of proves my point about how good athletes are catchers. You know?
And how about Ramirez's play?
Now, he knows who's running right here. Watch how quickly he gets the ball, and then he kind of pauses. And because Willie Mo Pena is running, he knows he's got time. He doesn't have to rush the throw. Plus, the ball was hit like a bullet.
Sure was. Gordon Beckham leading off.
Alexei Ramirez grabs this ball while on his knees. He just kind of gathers himself there. Doesn't really rush. Just gets off a nice smooth throw, but a very strong and accurate arm by Alexei Ramirez.
Good shortstop.
Hey, you got to be good if you're going to put Omar Vizquel on the bench part-time.
Even at 44. When we were Chicago first time, Omar played a very solid third base one night. And I think he got in. He made a heck of a double play at short one night when they gave Alexei a night off. Hall of Fame bound.
No question about it. I was talking to Omar before the game in the locker room. His son Nico is here, spending time on the bench. I think he's right up there down the dugout there. But Omar, I said, hey, you want to play again? He's like, you know, Val, playing once a week, my body feels good. I'm still having fun. If somebody will sign me, I want to play.
There you go. That 3-2 pitch. Beckham flies out to Wells for the first out. I always love it when I watch the guys bring their kids to the ballpark, too. And it's so cool watching the kid get in uniform. He does stretch with them. Omar Vizquel, one of the great shortstops of our time or any time.
I had the pleasure of playing with Omar for many, many years.
Top of the order, Juan Pierre. Chance Ruffin's second inning of work in relief of Michael Pineda. Fouled back this way. 1-1. The White Sox know that Detroit's already posted a W6-4 at Minnesota. Fouled off again. Cleveland, an 8-7 winner at home against Kansas City. American League Central. The Tribe got 3 runs in the home 8th. Put them ahead. And Thome hit a home run. Line drive Ackley. 2 outs. They must have gone nuts with the home run by Thome.
Oh, you better believe it.
When you're traveling outside the Northwest this season, take the Mariners with you wherever you go. Subscribe to MLB.tv today. You'll see every Mariners game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Mariners.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. 2 down. Here's De Aza. 1 for 3 tonight with a run scored. Cleveland got a 3-run homer from former Mariner Asdrubal Cabrera. 8th beat Kansas City. Thome hit a home run, a solo shot, number 602. And he got it done on his 41st birthday.
That's one way to celebrate.
Sure is. It's a foul ball. We'll see Cleveland one more time on the 19th of September, a Monday. It's a makeup game en route to Minnesota. Good news for the Cleveland ball club. The Grady Sizemore, an off-injured center fielder. He took batting practice today. Good news for the Tribe.
And really surprising, actually, how the Tribe has stayed in that race.
There's a drive deep to right. Chasing Ichiro back. Track. Wall. Jumps. Can't get it. Home run. Alejandro De Aza with his 2nd home run of the season. It's 3-0. The White Sox.
It didn't look like De Aza was certain that ball was going to go out. He was hustling around the bags. Ichiro trying to track this ball.
Oh, he got it in the loop zone.
Little breaking ball down and in. Right out on that front side. Got good extension through the baseball, but it looked like Ichiro felt like he had a chance to get this one as he was trying to time his jump. The ball just a little bit too far in.
349 feet. Here's Konerko driving one to right, but Ichiro will take care of that one. So the Mariners see a De Aza home run, and they got to climb out of a 3-0 hole, and time running short as we move to the home 8th. The more we eat, the more we root. The more we root, the better we feel. So give us some rally fries with every meal.
A lot of work went into that one.
I'll say. 1, 2, 3,
got
4.
the good root logo, though.
5 people holding it. They got a good mention tonight for their work.
With the root logo twice in there, you know it's going to get on TV. Come on.
Seager slaps one foul. He's 1 for 2. Mariners on the night, 3 hits. Seager got the first as Danks retired the first 7 men that he faced. Mariners don't get another hit. Till an infield hit by Ichiro with 1 out in the 6th. Third hit, a 1-out double by Olivo in the 7th. Hold up. So here's Danks in the 8th inning. It's the deepest he's gone since June 11th. He went 7 2/3, and Seager's gone. 8th strikeout for Danks. The wait is over. 2011 college football season. It kicks off next Saturday, September 3rd, right here in Root Sports. Headlined by Steve Sarkisian and the Washington Huskies. They face defending FCF champion Eastern Washington. It's just one of 4 big games we'll be bringing you. All-day coverage beginning at 9 a.m. Brendan Ryan. Look out with that bat. Hopefully it went into an empty well.
That's always a scary sight, seeing that bat pinwheeling into the stands.
That's not good at all.
I think he wanted the bat right there.
Stop. Look at it this way. You didn't get hurt. Sit back, relax, and watch the game. We've seen that splinter. What was it? Jack Cust early in the year went past infield dirt down the right side.
That went further than the ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's never a good sign.
Correct. Popped the second and a walk thus far for Ryan. Broken bat, foul ball. 1 and 2. That bat taking a beating.
Brendan was checking to see if it was broke.
It is now.
It's definitely broke right now. That little cutter from John Danks is boring in on the hands of the right-handed hitters tonight.
Amazing how a guy can turn the season around. 0-8 with 3 no decisions. And since then, John Danks 5-1 over his last 10 starts entering tonight. Strikeout number 9. It's 24 strikeouts. Val in the last 7, 16 2/3.
It just gives you an idea of how good a strategy Danks has. After breaking the bat of Brendan Ryan, he comes back with that changeup down and away off the plate. Really pulling the string on Brendan Ryan.
24 Ks. 7, 16, yeah, 16 2/3. Ramirez double clutch. Ichiro beat it. Oh, he got him. I thought he beat it. Oh! David Demuth with the call. A 1-2-3-8, 3-0 White Sox.
Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino, Seattle's premier entertainment, gaming, and dining destination. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Sterling Savings Bank. Visit one of our 178 branches or go to sterlingsavingsbank.com. I don't know that last play. It was kind of close, guys. What we need here, a little Ultram up.
Well, let's take a look, Angie. Thank you. 3-0 White Sox. We go to the top of the ninth. And the ball, the foot, the ball, the foot, the ball. Got him. Just got him.
Great call.
Yes,
wow.
It was. Dana DeMuth. I know from talking to Mike Brumley, the Mariners' first base coach, he said it's scary how many bang plays like that they get right.
Maybe an inch. His foot was about an inch from the bag on the way down.
Mike says they're right. Like the umpires are like 99% right on those places. Jamie Wright takes over. East side shift to the bullpen. Ranges the veteran tall right-hander.
Jamie Wright had some stellar outings against Cleveland last week. Throwing a total of 3.1 shutout innings in 2 appearances against the Indians.
He's got Ramirez, Dunn, and Lillibridge here in the ninth.
He's got a 2-3 record, 15 holes and an ERA of 3.79. 52 appearances for Eric Wedge. Boy, he got off to a great start this year.
A lot of first pitch strikes. Got the breaking ball over that set up the fastball. Ryan bobbles, a lot of spin, throws. Ramirez got him. Nice play. Brendan Ryan hanging with it.
Boy, let's never say die out there from Brendan Ryan. That ball kicks off to his left. I didn't think he was going to have time to get Alexi Ramirez.
Especially a pirouette, too,
but
right?
Right there, he gets some hump on this ball as he lets it go. Throws a strike over to Mike Carp. And again, Dana DeMuth.
Carpy with a nice stretch, too.
Another close call, and he got that one right as well.
There's Adam Dunn, strikeout looking, fly to left, and a strikeout swinging.
Gotta love the way that young man plays some shortstop.
He has more than lived up to his advanced billing. He's been outstanding. One of the top shortstops in the league. 1-2. Will Ullman. Got a tremendous sense of humor. He's a funny guy, Will Ullman. Warming up for the White Sox. 0-2. Breaking ball just locked him up. Adam Dunn. He and Doug Eddings. Not much agreement on the strike zone tonight. Third time he's keyed tonight. Twice looking.
Boy, and the tracer shows again. This pitch is off the plate, but that's that same pitch, Dave, that you mentioned. And he has been consistent, even though it's not a strike. He's been consistent calling it a strike.
Both pitchers, both staffs. 2 outs. Brett Lillibridge, pride of Everett. Line. Right center. Goody's got it. Gutierrez will lead it off. Ackley and Curran. How about some 9th inning heroics? Why not? 3-0 White Sox. of the ninth. They're having fun out at the pen, and maybe the Mariners offense will give them a few more thrills, chills, and spills here in the bottom of the ninth. Larry Bernandez bobblehead night here at the ballpark in our Banner Bank building to the future. Larry Bernandez thrown out for the first pitch of the ball game.
Larry, I think Larry's got to work on his form a little bit.
I'm amazed and really into how people have grabbed onto this. One of the brilliant commercials that we have all the time every year here at the Mariners, and that is absolutely taken off like wildfire.
There's his alter ego, Felix Hernandez.
Funny stuff. All right, work to do. Down 3, bottom 9. John Danks has been special tonight. He's got 9 strikeouts. His 9 added to the 15 last night. 24 strikeouts of Mariner hitters in 17 innings. Season high in strikeouts for Danks, 10 against Detroit. July 27th, went 6 innings to get the win. Changeup, been devastating all night.
He certainly has not lost the feel for that pitch. That's been his go-to pitch all evening.
One and 2 to Gutierrez, who's struck out looking twice. Ground ball this time to Beckett. Goes over to Lillibridge, who's at first base now. 1 out.
Dave, as you look back over the course of the last 9 innings, really the hardest hit ball was the one off the bat of Miguel Olivo. Not a lot of balls squared up tonight off of John Danks.
You are correct, sir. Alex Rios was scratched early. He's in center field now. Got a bruised hand, but Ozzie again puts him in there for defense here in the ninth. Danks at it. Brisk pace again, 1 and 2. 0 for 3 night for Ackley. One and 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Diaza, who moves from center over to right field. 2-2 pitch. Put in play to Ramirez. Gobbles it up. Throws out Ackley. 2 down. Now that commercial goes, never let him see a sweat. Danks certainly has it tonight.
Danks with 115 pitches so far. Looking for that final out of the ball game.
In between swing by Karp. 1-1. Mariners down to their last strike. John Danks, the 1-2 pitch. Bounced it up there, 2-2. Two and 2, 2 outs, nobody on. 3-0 Sox. Pitch from Danks to Karp. Got him. Ball game over. 10th strikeout, matches his season high. Sox won it 3-0 as Danks continues his mastery over the Mariners. His last 7 starts now, he's 6-0 against them. The Sox now are 6-2 against the Mariners here this season. 15-3 since the start of last season. Not a good night here tonight, Val, for the Mariners.
No, John Danks was just too much to handle this evening. He had all 3 pitches working, that cutter, but the bread and butter was the changeup, and he used it all throughout the 9 innings.
So Michael Pineda takes the loss in this game. He goes to 9-8. Danks goes to 6-9. Sox have won this series. They've taken the first 2 with the final tomorrow. 3-0 Chicago.